Hey, Terry, what's our quota again?
We gotta move an infinite number of rocks by eternity.
Uh, hey, Terry,
Yeah?
you ever wonder if there's something more to it all?
More to what?
More to the afterlife, you know? This can't be all there is. I mean, what's the point?
I never really thought about it. I always just figured we were born, we die, then we stay here in this afterlife to do the same thing forever.
Doesn't that feel like a waste? I just feel like there must be a purpose beyond this afterlife, beyond doing the same thing for all of eternity.
Hey there, YouTube. I'm Forrest, Latter-day Skeptic. Have you ever heard someone say to you, without God, life has no meaning? This can be super annoying, but sometimes I think that they might have a point.
I'm talking about the belief that our lives have a certain meaning. I'm not just talking about the sum total, but even the more condensed experiences of our lives, that they convey some meaning to us. The alternative view is that you are a temporary expedient in a random, meaningless, chaotic sequence of cause and effect that doesn't convey any meaning or purpose or really any information at all. And that might be a logical conclusion based on a particular interpretation of the evidence that is available to us. But if you do make that conclusion, then the least logical thing you can do after that is try to retain some belief that such an existence is still imbued with meaning. And we've already established that our lives have to have meaning in order for us to survive the paralysis that will descend upon us without such a belief.
At this point, I've heard that comment over and over and over again. I don't really understand what it means, and it often seems like a non sequitur. What does it mean if God is the reason we have meaning, or if God necessitates meaning?
I mean, if you think this is all there is, worshipping the same God in the same way for all of eternity, doesn't that make our afterlife meaningless in your worldview?
Well, besides worshipping the big guy, I sort of find meaning in the afterlife based on my own principles and values.
Nonsense, you can't do that.
In order to make this claim, they would have to prove that atheists have no meaning in their lives. Atheists out there, do you have any meaning in your life? If so, let me know about it in the comment section below. But I can tell you without a doubt that I have meaning in my life. My family provides me with meaning. My work provides me with meaning. My friends provide me with meaning. Even YouTube provides me with meaning. Speaking of which, if you like my content, please like and subscribe. My channel's been growing quite a bit, and I can't wait to see what 2023 will bring. Sometimes people will object to my sources of meaning and say that ultimately all those things are meaningless if God doesn't exist. Does that mean that football has no meaning because the game eventually will end? Or that playing Call of Duty has no meaning because eventually you turn it off? Besides any meaning that gets carried over after the game is over, there's still meaning to be had during the game. I play sports because I find it enjoyable during the game. I play Call of Duty because I find it fun to play during the game. I find meaning in life because there's joy to be found during our lives. So I don't find this life is meaningless without God conversation very convincing. But I will say, it has helped me reflect a little bit on what meaning really is. Are atheists really struggling to find meaning? When you leave religion, you do remove a significant source of meaning from your life. How should ex-believers handle this loss? Is this just the reality of living in a cold, indifferent world? Or is it just the inevitable feeling that you're going to have when you leave something that had this much meaning for you? Maybe those are true, but I think there's a valuable way that we can look at meaning that helps us better fill our lives with it. Think of your life as a timeline, and on that timeline, you have discrete sections that bring you meaning. These sections have varying durations, and some will even overlap, like work and family. But very few of these sections last your whole life. And one of the most powerful, long-lasting sections is religion, and especially Mormonism. So now that we've removed this section, we've lost one of the few things that can provide us lifelong meaning. So what should we do about it? There's not a lot of replacements that offer us that level of meaning for that long of a duration. One way to solve this problem is to add a lot of overlapping short-term duration sources of meaning. This works for a lot of people, especially the extroverted type. If you find it easy to go out and meet new people and join new groups, you can do things like joining your local CrossFit gym or joining a softball team, or maybe even a book club. Another way to handle it is to look for new long-term sources of meaning. You could become passionate about charity work and solving a major world problem. Then you could donate your time, money, and effort to this goal. You could join new long-term organizations like the Boy Scouts and really lean into that program. But lastly, you can embrace the existing sources of lifelong meaning that already exist in your life. We have family that can be embraced, strengthened, and enjoyed. We have our cultures that can provide us with community and purpose. And we have our nation that can be improved and could use more engagement. These are all lifelong sources of meaning that we already have. Another one of these sources of meaning are our holidays. Christmas is right around the corner, and it's a great example of one of these lifelong sources of meaning.
Santa's coming to town! Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him. I know him.
The holiday itself has roots in Roman Saturnalia, the Norse Yule festival, the pagan traditions, and of course, the Christian faith. But now it's our own tradition that's a part of our Western culture. Santa Claus, gift giving, tree decorating, and even the nativity scene have all been adapted in our own way. The Christmas holiday is a time for family, charity, good food, vacation, and gratitude. It gives us meaning because of those things, not because Jesus was born in a manger 2,000 years ago. So as Christmas approaches, I think it's a great time to remember that we need to be cultivating these sources of meaning. If you're an ex-believer, we have lost a major source of lifelong meaning, and don't take that lightly. When people say that life without God is meaningless, they're completely wrong. But if you don't pay attention to those things in your life that bring you joy and satisfaction and belonging, you may just prove them right. So take some time to consider what sources provide you with meaning, how you can improve those sources, and what new things you can add to make your life more enriched with meaning. So Merry Christmas to all of you that celebrate this strange but beautiful cultural concoction of tradition. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you celebrate something that brings you joy and provides you with meaning. That's all I've got. I'm Forrest, Latter-day Skeptic. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.